The original black Indians smoked with real Indians for the first time.
What are you doing? That's not how it's done. Oh, we're gonna get us smoked. Cradle just smoked. Get on work.
That's a joke. Watch as we debunk this guy. This is gonna be a good one.
How good a job?
Yeah. Like this motherfucker Ferrari. This is the new color, those underground. It's really unfortunate that Native Americans get all that money, but if you go see a regular Native American, they really broke as hell.
Lying ass bitch.
Living on a reservation. And there's two sides to what a reservation is. How often people say Iroquois instead of Iroquois, because it lets me know that they don't know that name from their ancestors passing down knowledge and information.
You lying ass bitch.
And instead they know that name from reading it somewhere. If they say Iroquois, then I'm like, oh, okay. But they don't know that when you call yourself an Iroquois, that basically it's a French word, right?
All right, Iroquois means real snakes, and it's a Algonquin word. Debunked.
OIS being wa at the end, like patois, Iroquois. These are heavily French influenced so-called tribes.
Introduction. The Beaver Wars, also known as the Iroquois Wars, were conflicts in 17th century North America. The Iroquois, supported by the Dutch and English, fought against the Hurons, Algonquians, and their French allies. The Iroquois aimed to expand their territory and control the fur trade. They destroyed several tribes and confederacies, leading to their dominance in the region. The wars caused widespread disruption and had a devastating impact on the beaver population and local ecosystems. The conflict subsided when the English took over New Netherland, but the Iroquois refused to ally with the French. Background. French explorer Jacques Cartier made the first written records of Native Americans in America in the 1540s. French traders had already been in the region near the St. Lawrence River estuary, trading for furs. Cartier encountered the St. Lawrence Iroquoians, also known as the Stadaconian or Laurentian people, who were engaged in a war with the Totoman tribe. European wars delayed French colonization efforts until the early 17th century when they established Quebec in 1608. However, upon their return, they found the Stadacona and Hochelaga villages abandoned and destroyed, possibly due to the Mohawk Nation's actions. In 1609, Samuel de Champlain led Algonquin, Huron, and French forces in an attack on the Iroquois in New York. Champlain formed an alliance against the Iroquois due to their interference with French trade. Dutch traders also established forts, providing the Iroquois with direct access to European goods and firearms, leading to conflict between the Iroquois and tribes allied with the French. The Iroquois inhabited the region of New York, surrounded by rival tribes. War. The Beaver Wars began with the Iroquois using firearms obtained from Dutch traders to wage successful campaigns against the Algonquin and Huron tribes. They established a monopoly on fur trade with the Dutch, leading to their expansion and the decline of the beaver population. The Iroquois engaged in wars with various tribes, including the Wenro, Neutral, Erie, and Susquehannock, resulting in their conquest or displacement.
Debunk.
And the tribes that received the heavily French influence or anything with an ish, right? See, French has a chinch, has an inch. You know, French has an inch. Let it sink with your French fries, with French bread, French kisses. If it's ISH, then it has
There's no
a foundation
SH in Seneca language, brother.
that is religious doctrine. It'll have religious names connected
At
to
the
it.
end of nowhere.
All the issues, you know, it's going to have some type of
Now we're Ishnabi or what?
religious doctrine, historical doctrine, you know, some type
That's
of
Navajo language. You should look up the Navajo language, brother. You're totally ass backwards.
I don't know what
Figures.
dog pooped out here, but it ain't cool.
My name is Barbara Taylor Ornelas. I'm Kabahin Tort Hitlini Bashashin. Hailagani Dashanal Ashini Dashache. Deed out Sun initially. I am of the Edgewater clan, born for water that flows together. My grandfather's clans are one who walks around, and Red Bottom's clan, and that's who I am. I've been on Adishna, Ado Nashti, Ado Das Obijansta. I'd say, so there's a niggy, additionally, Ado, Tiago, Shidian, Bijit, additionally, Ado Daslo, but he's.
Debunked already,
Yeah,
man. This guy's.
I ain't got all
This
day.
guy comes on here with these weak
You know what I'm saying?
ass
I guess
sources.
you can't afford a Zoom account. I
Brother.
don't know what's going on. But, you know, when it comes to the ish languages, you know, it's ridiculous.
The Ish language is not
It really
spoken
is.
in the Iroquois
So you can just pull up all the languages with the last
That's
letter.
Navajo.
ISH. Finnish,
And more of the Western
Polish,
Indians. This guy's
Spanish,
an idiot, man.
Swedish.
This is some like
Pull 'em all out, man.
stereotyping,
Pull 'em all
racial
Pull them all out.
splurge.
And then look at the stories that are connected to the etymologies.
And then this guy
You know?
is a
And as
phony.
you're doing that,
Trying to claim Iroquois Tuscarora at the same time, but
like
knocking
Babyghost
native
over the
tribes.
head with the fact that the Iroquois language
So,
and dictionary
Clearly, we
is
know
the
that this guy
only
is not a Native American.
language where its
He's just
dictionary
another mulatto,
identifies the Aborigines. And then when you look
and he's mad at the Native Americans.
the identifier to the Aborigines.
He's
and it's
mad that we
G.
get money, of
And
course.
You look up the
Try to claim
look
that
up
we're
the,
broke.
Oh man, y'all
Meanwhile, take a look at this guy.
Y'all getting DoorDash? Okay, I got you. So if you do that,
Keep working
that
hard,
little
brother.
research, and you look up TSI,
Maybe one day it might pay off.
TSHI.
You probably don't even own property yet. Because you're not attached to nothing. You got no attachment to the tribe. You got no enrollment. You receive no benefits. You're just another mulatto man who's mad in life,
when you look up the word
taking it out on the Indian people.
Yeah.
Everybody's
Right.
smarter
Swahili.
than us and educated on it, brother.
It's his family.
This
You have
shit
to say,
holds
well,
no
what the
weight.
hell is G? J-I?
That's how stupid this guy is.
It's always pertaining to people, a flow of people, water, right? And when you do that, you are doing what's called pseudolinguistics.
You see, now he's
What I just
pertaining
did.
to water, but
Because
he's
the
not
quad
saying
G,
it right.
It doesn't have the
Brother.
J-I separate,
Come on, dude.
okay? So it's just one sound, Kwashi.
Gia. That's
Okay.
That means dog.
But because we have people who are French Welsh and, you know, Siberian, Sicilian.
That's how stupid this guy
The
is.
Kaganazi. But you know what I'm saying? By the way,
Like I said, this shit holds no weight.
if you look at the word,
I was told this guy was pretty pseudo,
Kazari, right?
but now I'm seeing it for myself.
And
And we're gonna get the live rundown
Khazarian is really Gazar.
by Big Chief,
Right, they're really the Gazar.
Big Tree, Big Kettle.
Right, with the KH. So there's ways of breaking down who exactly create the dictionaries, because once you have the key, then the cipher opens up.
Adios hat. Hey, any drunk, or the Dongwe Donyani, onwe, your hands are
these keys that open up these ciphers are all the languages that were created after that critical.
What is this goofball
so
talking
then you start
about,
pulling it up and you're saying, okay, you got the inch, NCH, very few inch languages. Like they're the worst forms. Then you have the bastardized versions from the inch.
Well, why don't you go pull up an Ish tribe like the Navajo and listen to their talk? That's how they talk.
You know,
that's totally different than the Iroquois.
It's like the reason why those languages are bastardized is because they've allowed the influence and the enunciation and pronunciation influence. And when you really dig into linguistics, be careful of the language you're learning, because if the language doesn't have a mother tongue, it doesn't have a mother definition.
You lying ass bitch.
I knew it. Mama, I hate you.
If the language has an etymological source that is deemed historically accurate by the Fellows of the Royal Society, 9 times out of 10, they made it up. 9 times out of 10, they made it up. It was only the royal company that openly took stuff from everyone else and then set it up for the Royal Society to promote it. It's really simple. It's like a football team. You have the owner of the stadium, right? Builds the stadium and all that, right? And you have the owner of the land. He bought that land from somebody and then built that on that land, okay? Then you have the coach. Then you have the team. The people doing all the work is the team. The coach just has to make sure they're doing their work right. Well, but what about the owner of the Coliseum and the person who the Coliseum was bought from? So there's like an order of things. And when it comes to that order of things in linguistics, it's very few languages you're going to find that do not have pidgin and, what's the other one? You got pidgin. There's another linguistic phrase that slips my mind. Well, anyway. It's just a fancy word. I actually remember what it is, but really serves no purpose because most people don't even know what that word means. So when it comes to the languages that are like the most bastardized versions of it, they have multiple meanings for one definition. That's why the English language, you can have words that are spelled the same way, have totally different definitions, words that have all these different meanings that send you in circles, etymologies that send you in all kind of circles. And whenever they do that, they're hiding something from you. You know, they're hiding something from you. And the Iroquois language, the reservation language, the language of the people who were put in their place with a boundary and told where to live and told how they conduct themselves outside of that boundary, were people who were brought to America to be placed in that area that was assigned for them. So whenever I see a Native American talking about, oh, this is my land, oh, this is my language, and they think that I'm trying to attach myself to their so-called land and their so-called language, they're going to fail every time, because I actually have Native American ancestry, and they told me you guys are not from here. They, not them directly, I don't speak to my ancestors like that, you know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is the information was passed down. So I can identify by name, identify by tribe, identify by what area they were in, and how the Native American people became
debunk.
Native American people in America. Why? Because it was through marriage.
Weak, Lotus.
Now, going all into the trades and all that stuff and all the things like that, I mean, it's up. It's up on all Native Americans right now. I'm just telling y'all, it's up on all Native Americans, man. Y'all have been promoting a fake history that was created for y'all. And now you guys are getting exposed. Why would you guys be Native Americans claiming?
I thought you were a Tuscarora. Why are you saying y'all?
Smallpox blankets, and they killed most of us all.
Oh, man.
And that's why very few of us and shit, you know.
Lotus.
And then when it comes to, okay, cool, well, what's your origin story? oh yeah, we crossed the ice bridge.
Clearly, you're not a
who
Native
told you that?
American.
The people who brought the blankets.
You said it
Oh,
yourself.
come on, man. The people who brought the blankets told you that y'all crossed the
guy's
ice bridge a
talking
long time
crazy.
ago, right?
He's delusional.
Okay. Go cross that bridge again and go back to where you came from.
Really needs
Now, when I talked about
to
this
see
in
a psychiatrist
2017, people were like,
coming up
that's
with
kind
this
of
crazy
offensive.
shit.
You're talking about the
I
$5
believe
Indian
that
thing.
you are
Like,
officially
are you telling these people to
a
go? And I had to tell
certified
them, no, I have Native American
schizophrenic
ancestry. I have real,
schizo individual.
live, all Native American ancestry.
You lying ass bitch.
And my ancestors, who were of a
Okay.
keratin-rich skin,
Show us the
were the ones who were
receipts on
already
that,
here.
brother.
And the ones who are already here
Knowing
tell
you,
the story about
you
it
type
might
your
be
own
Native
shit
Americans.
up and try
Because
to
you guys
slide with
came
that,
over
brother.
here
I'll tear that shit up, eat it
mimicking
for
what
breakfast,
you saw as you were growing
shit
up. And
it
that's
out,
right, y'all. Native
and serve it
Americans
to
are
you.
part of the orphan train.
Pseudo
Yes, you guys are part of the
pie
orphan train movement to America.
shit.
That's right. And I know y'all. I know who y'all are. Blood running through your veins. Some of it's running through mine too. So you can't just
It's not running through
say,
yours.
you're an African slave. So look at me.
You're a
It's
mulatto,
not gonna
clearly. You don't look Indian. You look black and white, clearly. With blue eyes, besides. Sorry, brother.
You can't use that against me.
You are definitely
Okay?
not Indian.
You can't use that against me. It's not going to work. So when I
Lotus, this holds
Asia.
no weight.
Okay, people travel from Russia
It's sad,
and
brother.
Asia
It's sad.
and the islands. How do people come over here giving you
The
blankets
ancient
and
language
shields
has
and
been
majority of your people
spoken
are
even before the
telling you your
Europeans
history?
came over. There's records of it, brother. Piles. Wampum belts.
Bro, hit the link, man.
Dude, you hold no
You're still not
weight.
in there.
Stop trying to fuck with Babyghost,
Ooh,
man,
scary,
because
man.
I'll crush your ass, brother. Live, I already did it
Let
a
me try
few
one more time,
times.
man. I got to go.
You're trash, brother.
I don't have a reservation. I can sit on my ass and do drugs and shit.
Well,
You
too
know what I'm
bad
saying?
for
I have a
you.
life.
So get your ass
I
to
don't
work.
need life.
Irish, Dutch, European, King James, slave. Clearly.
So since you take it too long,
you look more
you're about to
Arabian
learn a
or
hard thing about
Pakistan or
Zoom.
some shit,
You're
really,
about to learn a
brother.
real hard thing
You
about
got
Zoom and why a
Pakistan
lot of people
facial hair, brother.
we
Does
got that. That's
anyone
why
agree
some
with me
people do
that
the
this
facial
motherfucker
recognition
looks
thing. Like when
Pakistan?
you hop on their platform, I want to see your face. Okay, cool. If you want to see my face, that's what's up. But
This man
once
does not look
the live
Asian
stream
at
turn
all.
on, then you know what I'm saying. Don't show
He
my
looks
face.
white.
That's one that's
Mulatto.
not like that.
Paggy.
But one, they wants to be all in your business, asking you for your degrees and all that.
Ishi.
They're trying to dox you and all that
Ishi.
shit. Those
You
are the
look
ones.
Pakistan-ish.
Them are some agents.
There's your connection. There's your connection to the Native American language. You're Pakistanish.
I even hit some weed. Not a bum like you Pan-Africans.
It's so
they got all
easy
the time
to
in the world
debunk
to
this
sit
guy.
at home on a laptop or a
And
desktop.
any other motherfucker
man,
who
I'm
tries
about
to step
that.
against Babyghost, you
You know
will
what
be
I'm saying?
crushed.
Do I got those? Yeah.
It doesn't
I'm not gonna
matter
waste
who
my
you are.
time.
Anyone can get
But
it. Even
using
the
my
game
IP
geeks
address
get it.
To let y'all bro, man, let y'all see what I got
Anyone
going on.
can get
Hell
it.
no.
Don't be coming. I don't.
Well, you
It's
can
just
turn
funny
Zoom
to me,
on
man. You can't handle me
and easily go to screen share
too much
on your phone. It's weird. So they want to use Bumyard all the time.
But Babyghost is running shit.
So
and I'm on a come
let's
up.
see the messages is Google.
Thanks to y'all, I'm getting famous. And that's the way it is.
Do you really believe that?
With every fiber of my being. But I also know it's a lie. A grand deception I've been telling myself since before I can remember.
Why do you think you've been lying to yourself all this time?
Because the truth is so much harder to face.
What is the truth?
My devil face. My devil wings. Everything that's happening to me is my own bloody fault. I brought this upon myself. How's about that for starters?
Don't you see? This is progress. Genuine progress. Unraveling these patterns of denial is the first step toward resolving these issues.
No, Doctor, this isn't progress. Because If I'm doing this to myself, then the real truth is...
Is what? Is what? Come on, Lucifer. This will weigh on you unless you face it head on. The real truth is what?
There is something rotten inside of me. I find it near impossible to drown out the constant cacophony of voices whispering in my ear, telling me I am evil.
And we had mixed with African, well, not at that time did they say Africans, but they said we were more Negro than Indian. The misnomer here being the fact that Indians were our ways, Negro in appearance, Negro in appearance, Negro in appearance.
You lying ass bitch.
And y'all can go look it up Ancestry yourself.
Ancestry?
Where they document.
Hey, Robert Lee. Whoa. So I'm glad you be on Ancestry. Robert Lee. I'm glad you be on Ancestry. I need you to go on Ancestry and type in a reservation name. And hit search. And hit search Robert Lee. I want you to hit search Robert Lee. And then I want you to hit filter. And go to birthplace Robert Lee. And I want you to see how many people living on the reservation is really born in America.
Robert Lee.
You hear me? I'm gonna give it to you one more time, Robert Lee. Listen, Robert Lee. You go to Ancestry or whatever search. Go to the Freewind family search or whatever. You go to location. You type in the name of any reservation in America, and you hit search. You go to the filter section. You find birthplace, and then you hit birthplace. And then when you filter it to birthplace, you're gonna see majority of the folks living there ain't from America, Jack.
No, Native Americans living on a reservation are not considered foreigners. Debunk.
The government is lying about black people being from Africa. That's because they stole this country from us. See, they didn't have to get no black people from Africa because black people were already here. They were all over America. If any black person asked their grandparents or their great-grandparents, what are they would say that they're Indians. They would know exactly what tribe they come from. Black people are Indians. They're not African.
You lying ass.
Black natives, we the real indigenous tribe. I'm the original man of America. Due to the mitochondrial
My family. I'm very deep into my family. I know my family bloodline, where we come from. My grandma on my mama's side was full blood. I mean, on my grandpa's side or my paternal side, full-blooded Cherokee. She used to chew tobacco. She had long ponytails. She used to give me buffalo quarters worth hundreds of thousands of dollars.
That's a pretending for you right there.
But she was full-blooded Cherokee. She used to be in her full Cherokee regalia talking to her. I used to sit by her left hand, and she ended up getting like throat cancer because all she did was chew tobacco. Ancient traditions of Indians in America. And she told me where she was from. Oh, man, my grandma, my great-grandma on my maternal side was full-blooded Choctaw.
My grandma, my cousin,
from Louisiana.
my dad,
so I did. And then there's another thing. You have something called African ancestry.
Here we go again. Chief Q speaking his fake Muskogee language. This guy exposes himself daily.
Kina, Florida, Nikusuki, Utalachi,
Chief Q speaking fake Muskogee again. Let's listen to what the real Muskogee sounds like. Their language is more similar to like Iroquois language. What are you talking, Chief Q? For real, man. Who you playing, man?
Debunk.
Chief Warhorse stands at the forefront of this struggle, tirelessly advocating for the rights and heritage of her people. Her voice amplified by the strength of her convictions, resonates in every corner of this fight. She seeks to educate and enlighten, to bring about understanding and change. She unravels the rich tapestry of Chadha history and contributions, revealing a narrative that has been overlooked for far too long. Chief Warhorse stands at the forefront of this struggle, tirelessly
Cigar Store India. Another image misappropriated to sell more products. But since my name means bringer of tobacco or of medicine, I'm here to remedy this issue. These stereotypical Indian fixtures have been a welcoming statue outside tobacco shops across Europe and America, becoming the symbol for we sell tobacco. This depiction stems from the fact that the tobacco plant originates in the Americas. However, the historical usage of tobacco in Indian country was completely different from how it's consumed.
Tattoo, I'm from the Pamunkey tribe, and
I kind of figured that.
Yeah, he's
right.
Am I from
you from the monkey tribe? Am I from the Pamunkeys too?
Nah.
Okay, just checking.
It's native. It's a Native American tribe, but
now, how long did you know that?
For about maybe 4 years.
Okay, cool to the game.
So yeah.
So you didn't go in and some white dude say, "Hey, you from the Pamunkey tribe?" Let me get that over.
No, my family did all that.
Okay, they did the research.
These words that we use take us away from our inheritance. They take us away from our identity.
Say every day.
We'll never find in history books nothing that said Black Seminole. Nothing.
Okay, we finna learn about John Horse, the man who sold out Osceola and the Red Seminole and left them for dead by making a side deal with the government.
One Seminole leader at the time was the leader Osceola, who is justly remembered by history. Another leader who rose up at this time was John Horse, who was ethnically a Black Seminole, and who would ultimately lead his people on a long and trying exodus for their freedom. In 1838, John Horse and the Black Seminoles agreed to stop fighting the U.S. government in exchange for moving to what was then considered to be Indian Territory, which is now today the state of Oklahoma, and for legal recognition of their freedom. So despite the fact many of them were runaway slaves, they would have the opportunity to start over again as free individuals. Once they moved,
Seminole was applicable to the Native or Negro element.
It spoke for itself.
It spoke for itself.
I got you.
You see? So that when people say, "Oh, well, you just don't want to be," no, that's not it. That's not it. Matter of fact, if you can go on YouTube right now and you'll find Willie Johns. He did a lecture at one of the colleges in Florida. He openly tells you the only reason why we're called Seminoles is because we incorporated the name. Not because we are. We incorporated the name. So now there's an argument amongst Black Seminoles and quote Seminoles and those who accept being freedmen. Because when you say freedmen, you're separating yourself from being who you actually are. Even though history says, again, it's in the documentation, the Department of Interior shows it, that the Creek people were ran by Negroes.
Was the Creek Nation run by Negroes? No, the Muskogee Creek Nation was not run by black people. Debunk.
Come together, right? Because I know what we can do when we unify. I watched it, I read history, but you also have to be smart to know how you unify, and the message you proclaim out your mouth will also determine how successful you are. So when you start talking about
the descendants of the survivors of 1713 moved on. Many helped the South Carolina colony survive its war with the Yamasee Indians in 1715. Others openly supported the American Revolution against the British Crown in 1776. Today, they're part of the complex history of the United States.
That's not you, Chief Saku. That's the real Yamasee. That's not you.
Indian tribes of the Americas. Some people are in their feelings because the truth is being revealed.
Indicate that just because you have a name like Blackfoot, that you are somehow descended from the original people of the Americas. Cherokee owned African slaves. A lot of people don't know that. We talk about a lot of times that we had a harmonious relationship with Native Americans, but it wasn't always like that. Some Native Americans actually were slave owners. The group of Native Americans that I have the most respect for are the Seminoles, because in Florida, people call Seminoles and African, the descendants of enslaved Africans fought together. And we even know the names of some of them. There's a brother named John Horse. There's a Native American hero named Wildcat, who was very much a champion of African people. There are people like Osceola. But I haven't seen any indication that these Native American groups, which we are claiming relationships with, are really the descendants of the first people in the Americas. In other words, to make a long story short, I think this Aboriginal thing is nonsense. I think it's anti-African. I think it's destructive to our community, and it should be nipped in the bud. And anybody who engaged in any kind of critical thinking wouldn't have any difficulty finding the fallacy of it. As a matter of fact, I even question whether it's an African thing. I think that you have white supremacist organizations that plant these seeds, even give false African identities to further split the African community. I'm a Pan-Africanist. I believe in the global unity of African people. And anything that attempts to sabotage that, I'm opposed to. And so this aboriginal indigenous nonsense, which is just that, to me is one of the worst things that's happened to our community in a very long time. And it needs to be called as such. Much of it, I think, stems from an anti-Africanism. I think that there are people in our community who would rather be called turds in a toilet than an African. I do believe that. Because we've been taught to be so ashamed of Africa. And so I think that feeds this aboriginal indigenous nonsense. And I think a lot of it is the result of a lack of critical thinking.
Wannabe Indians, pretendians, Negropeans never played real Indian music. They never sing any Indian music, but they claim that the Mongoloids are not the real Indians. They are the real Cherokees and all that bullshit. Let's hear this shit. You hear this? Dan Calloway, why you don't ever play this music and sing this music in your videos? Top Cats, Aboriginal Power, Super Sly, Raise the Bad Guy. All of you Sambos wannabe Indians. Why you never play these songs in your movie?
To be able to tell people why this scene.
So Mr. Donald Lewis Franklin Jr., a self-appointed phony chief of the Yamasee, why won't you come and face me? What's going on? You afraid to come to my live? You blocked me twice. What are you afraid of, fat boy? You claim to be a self-appointed chief of the Yamasees, which are considered a, extinct tribe. They're extinct as a tribe there, son. Come on to my live. I want to fact check you on the history of the Yamasee and how they went extinct. And you never, ever even presented that in your presentation about how they participated in the
present. There is another episode that says that, as Dr. Imhotep will tell you, that the presence of Africans on this continent of America, that we call America, goes back 100 to 120,000 years ago.
Right.
So that all of those episodes create a whole picture for us to understand as an African people, our place on this continent. With due respect to the peoples who are today called Native Americans, you are not the original American.
You lying ass.